The revelation of Surah Al-Kahf holds a significant place in Islamic history. It is a chapter of the Qur'an that came as a response to a challenge, a test of faith for the early Muslims and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The disbelieving Quraysh of Mecca, in their relentless attempts to discredit the Prophet, sought help from Jewish scholars. They asked them to devise questions that would put the Prophet's claim of divine revelation to the test. The rabbis advised the Quraysh to ask him about three things: the nature of the soul, the story of the sleepers who slept for centuries, and the tale of a traveler who journeyed to the ends of the earth. They believed that if the Prophet could answer these questions, it would be a sign of his truthfulness. Upon receiving these questions, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, assured his followers that the answers would come from Allah. He patiently waited for 15 days, during which the disbelievers mocked and ridiculed him. However, their taunts were soon silenced when Angel Gabriel descended with the revelation of Surah Al-Kahf. This surah, named after the cave, Al-Kahf, contained the answers that the Quraysh had sought. It beautifully narrated the stories of the companions of the cave, Prophet Musa, Moses, and the mysterious Keer and Zulcaran, the righteous ruler. This divine revelation served as a powerful affirmation of the Prophet's truthfulness and the divine origin of the Qur'an. The revelation of Surah Al-Kahf is a testament to the miraculous nature of the Qur'an and the unwavering faith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Surah Al-Kahf holds a special significance in Islamic tradition, particularly in the context of the end times. It is believed to offer protection and guidance during a time of great tribulation and turmoil. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized the importance of this surah, urging Muslims to recite it, especially on Fridays. In a hadith narrated by Imam Muslim, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever reads Surah Al-Kahf on the day of Jumu'ah, Friday, will have a light that will shine from him from one Friday to the next." This light is not just a physical light, but a spiritual one, illuminating the path of the believer and shielding them from the darkness of fitna, or trials and tribulations. The surah's relevance to the end times is further highlighted by the fact that it contains stories that directly address the challenges and temptations of that era. For instance, the story of the companions of the cave teaches about preserving faith in the face of persecution. Moreover, Surah Al-Kahf speaks of the Dajjal, a false messiah who will appear before the Day of Judgment, claiming to be God. This surah serves as a spiritual compass, guiding believers through the turbulent seas of the end times. The heart of Surah Al-Kahf lies in its captivating stories, each carrying profound lessons for humanity. The first story, the tale of the companions of the cave, or Ashab al-Kahf, is a testament to the power of faith and the importance of standing firm in the face of persecution. The story takes place during the reign of a tyrannical king who persecuted those who believed in one God. A group of young men, fearing for their lives and determined to preserve their faith, sought refuge in a cave, placing their trust in Allah's protection. They fell into a miraculous sleep, and Allah preserved them for centuries. When they awoke, unaware of how much time had passed, they sent one of their own to the city to buy food, only to find their city transformed. The people, upon discovering their story, recognized it as a sign from God and were amazed by their miraculous preservation. The story of the companions of the cave highlights the importance of faith and trust in Allah, especially during times of adversity. These young men, facing persecution and danger, chose to rely on Allah's protection rather than compromise their beliefs. Their story is a source of inspiration for believers, reminding us that Allah is always with those who have faith. Section 4, Moses and Keer. A journey of seeking knowledge and humility. The surah continues with the captivating story of Prophet Musa, or Moses, and Keer, a mysterious servant of Allah blessed with divine knowledge. This encounter highlights the importance of seeking knowledge with humility and understanding the wisdom behind Allah's decrees. Musa, known for his vast knowledge, was informed by Allah that there was someone even more knowledgeable than him. Intrigued, Musa embarked on a journey to find Keer, seeking to learn from his wisdom. When they finally met, Keer agreed to take Musa as his student, but warned him that he might question his actions, which were guided by divine wisdom beyond Musa's comprehension. Throughout their journey, Keer performed seemingly strange actions, like damaging a boat, killing a young boy, and rebuilding a wall in a seemingly ungrateful town. Each time, Musa questioned his actions, unable to understand the reasoning behind them. Keer patiently explained that his actions were not arbitrary, but guided by divine knowledge. The boat he damaged belonged to poor people, and he damaged it to save it from being seized by a tyrannical king. The young boy he killed would have grown up to be a disbeliever and cause his righteous parents great grief. This story teaches us that Allah's wisdom is far beyond our limited human understanding. Section 5. Zulcaran, the just ruler and the barrier against Gog and Magog. Surah Al-Kahf then introduces us to Zulcaran, a righteous and powerful ruler who traveled to the ends of the earth, establishing justice and fighting oppression. His story offers valuable lessons on leadership, justice, and the importance of using power responsibly. Zulcaran, meaning the two-horned one, is believed to have been a king of great might and piety. Allah granted him dominion over vast lands and the means to traverse them. He journeyed to the west, where he witnessed the sun setting in a muddy spring, and to the east, where he found it rising on a nation with little protection from its heat. In his travels, he encountered a people who complained about the havoc wreaked by Gog and Magog, barbarous tribes that spread corruption and destruction. Zulcaran, heeding their pleas, built a massive iron wall between two mountains, effectively containing the threat of Gog and Magog and protecting the people from their tyranny. Zulcaran's story highlights the qualities of a just and compassionate leader. He used his power and resources to uphold justice, protect the weak, and establish peace. His story also serves as a reminder of the importance of utilizing power responsibly and for the betterment of humanity. Section 6, The Two Gardens, a tale of gratitude and the fleeting nature of wealth. The final story in Surah Al-Kahf is a parable about two men, each blessed with abundant wealth in the form of two gardens. This tale serves as a stark reminder of the importance of gratitude, humility, and the transient nature of worldly possessions. One of the men was arrogant and ungrateful for the blessings bestowed upon him. He boasted about his wealth, attributing it to his own cleverness, and forgetting Allah's role in his prosperity. He even went as far as denying the Day of Judgment, believing that his wealth would last forever. The other man, however, was humble and grateful. He acknowledged Allah's favors upon him and used his wealth to benefit others. One day, the arrogant man's garden was struck by a calamity, leaving it barren and desolate. He was left with nothing but regret and despair, realizing the futility of his arrogance and the impermanence of his worldly possessions. This parable teaches us that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in gratitude, humility, and using our blessings to benefit others. Section 7, The Blessed Day of Juma, reciting Surah Al-Kahf for protection and reward. The virtues of reciting Surah Al-Kahf, particularly on Fridays, are numerous and highly emphasized in Islamic tradition. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encouraged Muslims to make the recitation of this surah a part of their Friday rituals. In a hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever reads Surah Al-Kahf on the day of Jumu'ah will have a light that will shine from him from one Friday to the next." This light is a symbol of Allah's guidance and protection, illuminating the path of the believer and shielding them from the darkness of fitna, or trials and tribulations. The day of Jumu'ah, or Friday, holds a special significance in Islam. It is a day of congregational prayer, a time for Muslims to gather, strengthen their faith, and seek Allah's blessings. Reciting Surah Al-Kahf on this blessed day is seen as a means of attaining greater spiritual rewards and seeking Allah's protection against the trials of this world and the hereafter. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, specifically recommended seeking refuge in Allah from the trials of the Dajjal. In a world rife with distractions and challenges, reciting Surah Al-Kahf, especially on Fridays, serves as a source of spiritual nourishment, guidance, and protection.